Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. It's about 6:45 in the morning on, Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. Um, Please remember, I'm a psychic, clairvoyant, clairaudient, so everything is entertainment purposes only. The disclaimer and all the info is down in the box. And if you like what you see in here, click the red boots that's in the down in the corner so you are subscribed, and if you want to turn on notifications, that's your choice. Uh, First things off, I want to thank Twin Star. She emailed me the information about the reputable groups of people that are helping out the people who've been ravaged by uh, the Hurricane Helene, and that our U.S. Democrat government is basically screwing over. So I put the information in on the community page. So if we can do something, great. Um, I know everybody else is watching um, this the storm path of this other hurricane, Milton, and the way they have it, the analyst. Every time you see the TV and they show the storm path, the state of Florida is a peninsula, and it's just like going through the middle, like going from through Fort Myers, Tampa. It's going to hit, um, it'll go through Orlando. So let's see how much damage Disney gets. Uh, hey, paybacks can be a bitch. I mean, their wokeness. So they're having to shut down. Disney is having to shut down. Um, on the East Coast, yeah, it's like from Jacksonville almost to uh, Miami. I do know of a couple people in Melbourne, so um, I'm sure that those people will be putting up some really interesting images online in different places. But yeah, with the FEMA nonsense, it's it more and more nonsense is coming out. It's like their priority is this DEI shit. And of course, equity, which, that's been coming around since 2020 with the stupid burn, loot, murder idiots. But yeah, FEMA is basically all the money that's been going into it. They're like, let's give it to the wetbacks. And so if the money's going to the wetbacks, why don't we pack them up on buses and send them out to do the cleanup? After all, they're getting serious chunks of change. Let's send them to the Carolinas, and they can go back, they can start rebuilding all the roads and bridges. They came here for work, for a better life. So let's put them to work. Let's start calling our senators and congresspeople. If they're going to get all this money from FEMA, let's put them in tents, and they survived walking that jungle area of Central America. Yeah, let's put them to work doing storm cleanup. Yeah, let's have them do that. I mean, we know FEMA's a mess. Thank you, Barry Sotero. I mean, right now, I guess if someone's looking for a job, FEMA is down by about a third. They're like short about 30% of all needed employees. And they only sent out less than 9% of the 70% that they've got out to the Carolinas. And now we've got this other one coming in, Milton. And I keep getting that it's if you notice, the storms are being directed to areas that have a high group of people that support Donald. So I think the storm manipulation is intentional by the donkeys, by Barry Soetoro. I mean, he's got, yeah, it's like the shit in CERN. Yeah. There's been a lot of stuff happening in Switzerland with at that ginormous underground secret private lab. And I'm just getting that weather manipulation is part of it. I mean, we're getting hit, they're hitting hard on the Republican areas in the swing states. They're also hitting hard on certain areas in Europe and Asia that aren't playing by their doctrine. Yeah. All the I mean, it's like France has permanently kicked out one of Bin Laden's kids. And now, yeah, Europe is having a fit because Viktor Orban, he gave a speech this morning, and he was saying, hey, we got to lock down the borders and kick out the scumbags. But, you know, the Davos dudes, they're going to have a shit fit. They're having shit fits about it because people are realizing that Viktor knows what he's talking about and has the right game plan to salvage Europe. And Viktor is a very, very big supporter of Donald. And yes, Viktor has paid a visit to Donald's house in Palm Beach. So we know that we have to do everything within our power to make sure that Guy Fawkes Day is absolutely legitimate. I mean, it's been announced on the international news outlets that, you see, the U.S. Secret Service takes its marching orders from Barry. And Barry has told the Pinkerton boys to stand down when it comes to Donald. Don't do anything. Don't help at all. Because Iran has sent several teams of assassins into the United States in order for those assassins to eliminate as many good elephants as possible. I know I have to talk in code, but I don't need ABC Google Corp to go batshit crazy on me. But yeah, Iran, not only are they hacking into all media, they've sent teams of specially trained men into America to, let's see, sanction is a good term. That's from like the old days, what they used to call eliminating somebody. Yeah, Iran is the one who's sending it in. And remember, Barry is a 5-time-a-day guy. And now it's not happening here in the U.S., but the European court systems, some of the countries that are no longer accepting and living by the Davos crap 25/8, they now want to file a case against ABC Google because it's a monopoly. I mean, ABC Corp owns the search engine that so many people use, the email system, social media streaming platforms, a phone service. I mean, how many people, their phones are like Android? So they use the Google operating system. Google basically is George Orwell's big brother. And now places in Europe want it all broken up. Remember back in the 70s, 80s when AT&T had to break up all the telephone services nationwide? Well, Europe is going to start cracking down on ABC Google Corp. And we've got, now we've got the Big Red Sea is pulling some more nonsense as usual. They've been going, the Big Red Sea is sending a lot of boats into the South China Sea. And what they do is they are basically pirates. They go and they fire upon the Filipino fishing boats, where they're actually trashing the boats and stealing the supplies and the cargo. Because the Philippines, they're primarily, it's a Christian country. And so, of course, the Big Red Sea, who is aligning itself with the 5-time-a-day crew, they're not going to go after Malaysia because that's Muslim. And all Maldives are Muslim, and Ceylon, Sri Lanka has gone that way. But they're going after the Philippines because that's a major Christian country, island country in that area. I mean, the Big Red Sea is basically taken over Australia. And we're going to have to wait until Don gets back in. Then Charles is going to get the pressure to disband all the parliaments. Yeah, because let's put it this way, British Petroleum gets a lot of oil out of Saudi Arabia. And Saudi doesn't like the bullshit. So Saudi, the kingdom of Saudi Arabia is going to tell Charles, if you want your country to have oil, you got to get new people in power. That's what they're going to hold over England. Okay? Now, we know China is trying to disrupt all the shipping in the South China Seas. The Big Red Sea is also helping out Yemen, who's causing it very hazardous to go through the Suez Canal. But now the other thing the Big Red Sea is going to start having fits about is that if something doesn't happen by January, they're going to lose control of the kids. Because that clock sound app is going to be banned here in the US. And now one of the things that they're bringing up and they're using as a reason to ban it is that a lot of kids see this stupid shit and try to recreate stuff to get the clicks and hopefully get a paycheck. But people have started taking count. The kids that are recreating stupid things for the clock sound app, way too many of them have been crossing the Rainbow Bridge. And so now local parents and local groups are now getting active and getting that app availability, ceasing its availability here in the United States. But we need parents in all Western countries to make sure that app is disabled wherever there's people who are responsible parents. But yeah, I mean, today I keep getting info that we got to watch the alternative news sources today. Because like I said, the people from CERN and the Davos dudes are using these storms to draw attention away from other important things. And one thing that I did catch off of Aussie News is that I guess one journalist went in because on Monday, a group of people went out celebrating the massacre of October 7th. Well, these pro-Pala idiots, these Looney Tune alphabet soup goofs, are being told that it was Israel who started it. And that's why they're walking around anti-Israel. But you know, hey, Hitler and his goons did a lot of disinformation. And think about it, for the past 20 years, past 30 years, the American education system has done nothing but to dummy down the brat, dumbing down in 2 generations of people. As soon as they start putting kids reliant on computers and not teaching critical thinking, that's when all of this started. And we got to wake up these people. Yeah, they believe that Israel was the cause. No, it's Tehran. Tehran's calling the shots. And some people, I mean, and I'll say it like I've been saying it. I can't wait to see a mushroom cloud over Tehran. Gaza, remember what they did to Dresden? That's what we need to do. Carpet be it. And if any of those assholes try running into any of the, like Egypt, Jordan, or Saudi, let those nests and the Gatlings just take them out before they can cross the dunes. I mean, yeah, there are good people in that area. I mean, the real Iraqis, they were suffered under Saddam. And that most of them are just kind of like hedging back. I mean, they're doing what they need to do to survive, but their process of thinking is, there's enough of the older generation in Iraq who remember what it was like, who are teaching their younger ones. But we've got the remnants of Yasser Arafat's PLO, Palestine Liberation Organization, tangled up with the Tehran. And that's what needs to be taken out. Yeah. And we got to keep watching, because there's going to be some shit that's going to hit the fan big time. We got to keep our eye on the Z guy and the Big Red Sea over the next week, because all the U.S. news is going to be about Milton and how FEMA is allegedly helping out people when it's not. So, keep checking your international news stations, and remember all the other, like BitChute and Rumble, everything does have a translation option. I mean, so what if you don't speak the language? There's usually a closed caption, and in the settings you can set it to do translating into whatever your favorite language is. So yeah, I want to say, everybody have a good day today. If you have extras, I know I'll hear from some people in Florida over the next few days as to if needed goods need to be sent down or care package. I'll try and get information for Florida. I did put the info for the Carolinas. It's on the community page. Let's keep Florida and the Carolinas in our thoughts and prayers, and we will make it through this storm. And they're probably gonna try and do a couple more wacky weather systems, because they're trying to dismantle the job interview structure here. They want to make sure it's totally torn apart for Guy Fawkes Day. So, if you don't mind, remember to click the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, click the red boots in the corner. It really helps with the engagement, and I know a lot of people are like what I have to say, and we need to get it out there. And more people need to know. I mean, I've been calling out shit since the 1960s. And some people are like, oh, you're not. I'm like, listen, dudes, hey, go back to the 1980s. Start looking at stuff pertaining to the ghosts of Chicago. And in a lot of those TV shows, yeah, you're going to see me. A lot younger. But yeah, anything Ghosts of Chicago, I was always pulled into it. All those TV shows, one way or another. So, yeah, been doing this psychic shit since I was a kid. So, like I said, everyone have a good day. If I get some more info, I'll put it up early tomorrow morning also. Bye.